We're live.
Hello.
We're live, just as Joe does a runner.
Get me water.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to another Unleashed with the Soul Squad. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Good, yes.
Good. Happy Friday.
Woo.
Happy
I thought it was Saturday when I
Friday
woke up this
indeed.
morning, which was weird.
Sorry?
I thought it was Saturday when I woke up this morning, which was weird. So I get an extra whole day. This is good.
Cool.
Right, so it's been a bit of a week, I think. Well, it has for me. I feel like there's been a lot to take in. The subject this week of spirituality covered so much. A lot of it was really new to me, and I was just like drinking it all in. And I don't think I've actually processed any of it properly yet, but it was all very well, for me, I found it really quite inspiring. It's planted a few seeds. It's given me a few ideas of things that I might look towards. So the healing, I thought, yes, book me in for one of those sessions. I want somebody to go through me top to toe and just clean me out. What about you guys?
Yeah, me too. It's something new, totally new to me. But I think with doing all the work and with working with you guys and with working with John and Cheryl and just being in the soul system, it has kind of like opened my mind up and my mindset up to be sort of more willing to tap into different things and just hear about them. So that's what I found really interesting.
I think I found it interesting, definitely.
Absolutely.
Some of the days resonated more than the others, which is just normal, I suppose, for me. I'm not too close to the subject matter this week, but I have found it really interesting, and I'm always obviously open to broaden my horizons, shall we say. And what is it that Donna and Cheryl said, that uncomfortable is where the growth is, and at times when I've been listening to it, it hasn't quite resonated. Some of it hasn't resonated with me, or I've not made that connection, but I've also felt, I suppose, a little bit uncomfortable at times when I've listened to it. So that's probably my thing to deal with. But it's been a very good week. I've enjoyed it, especially the challenges, the confidence program we're doing. Amazing.
Yeah, Donna's posting loads on here. She's saying, so looking forward to booking in with Tanya and Wendy, who sent through some amazing advice to her. But yeah, I mean, Mel, what did you think of? Was there any one particular person this week that sort of really floated your boat more, or was it just generally, were you just really interested in all of it?
No, I think Tanya floated my boat because I've never really thought about healing in that way. If I'm really honest, I think I've had Reiki once. Prior to having it, I just thought, I just don't believe someone can do that to you. And then I went for Reiki, and it worked. It cleared the issues that I had, which was fab. So when Tanya was talking about it, in the way she was talking about it, in terms of finding that inner peace and stopping all of that resistance and just leaning into it and finding that, that really spoke to me. And I thought, oh, I'd love some of that. And when she talked about the Rahini healing, I'm going to try that. Absolutely. Yeah. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, well, for me, because I was just making a little note. So, like, as all of us, I've been a bit busy this week, so I've just caught up, you know, maybe not exactly at the time. But so it was, we had Cheryl Monday, didn't we, with her sort of aha moment when she sort of
Spirituality.
realised she was really spiritual, and hadn't probably, like most people, had thought, I don't really know what this is all about. Wendy on Tuesday, which was Wendy with Heartful Homeopathy. Now, I was doing the notes on that, and I found that really interesting. Like, and especially with, you know, sort of Donna having shared her story, and then, you know, Donna was saying the odd thing, and then Wendy was like, wow, you know, it's like you could kind of see how Wendy was sort of saying, you know, you can work on somebody and like block all these different sort of channels. And from my sort of layman terms, if you like, I just kind of think in the world, you know, we're taking in so much stuff, aren't we, all the time? Negative stuff, good stuff, whatever. And you do internalize it because you've got to, haven't you? And I just think, like, where does that must stick? And I don't know all the proper terms, but that's got to stick in you, and it definitely sticks in your head. And to me, in the simplest terms, is this just all of these different things seems to be ways that you're just kind of trying to open and like you said earlier, just kind of like suck this stuff out. Do you know what I mean? So I found that really interesting. And then obviously you mentioned Tanya, and then was it Wednesday with Fiona? Now I've been lucky enough, I don't know if you have, Mel, as well, on the course to have listened to Fiona before. Have you come across Fiona before?
I haven't watched the video from the course. I think you had that session just before I started the program, but I will go back and watch it.
And that to me, I just love that, because that does embody all of the different things that we talk about on here and with Donna and Cheryl. I was just making notes on that, but it's the principle of, was it the law of attraction? Like, it all starts with you, it all starts with us, you know. And then when you listen to like Tanya, she's saying the same thing. It comes from within, you know. It comes from within, within ourselves, isn't it? Fundamentally, and we either need help to kind of unblock it, you know, which is what these people could do. But it's kind of like understanding that it comes from us, which is my sort of basic take on it, if you like. You know, I'm no expert or anything. It's all new to me, but that's just how I'm kind of thinking about it. And if I keep it simple and you keep it at a very simple level, it just seems to kind of makes sense, doesn't
it? It absolutely does, but it's something, I mean, I've gotten to the grand old age of, you know, late 40s without ever twigging on that it's inside. When I look back, everything in my life, coping strategies, confidence, whatever, has all depended on external things, other people, alcohol, whatever. And now I'm kind of going, oh, it was there all the time here. And now it's really interesting to be opened up to different ways of tapping into it. And what I particularly liked throughout the whole week was the people who were talking about these things were so, I hate to use the word normal, but they weren't
relatable.
They weren't like, if you'd said to me a few years ago anything about Rahini treatments, healing, or Reiki, or the law of attraction, I would have imagined somebody in really painful looking tie-dye who maybe hadn't had a bath for a few weeks, very judgmental, very stereotypical, and yet or somebody you might have dismissed as being a little bit, oh, we're with the fairies. But we've been talking to bright, intelligent, inspirational business women who are just like us, and that for me just kind of made it all a lot more approachable and accessible. But I am quite curious, Thomas, which bits did you tap into? Because you said you didn't go for all of it, but there are a couple of things you found a little bit more relatable than others.
I think the whole thread through the week, as you just said, was that it all comes from you. It all begins with you. It all starts with you. That that obviously resonated, and I could hear that in probably every single person that spoke of it, Wendy, Fiona, and Tanya. I think the ones that sort of stick out, and I think I was sort of completely, really compelled by what they were saying was Yvette on Monday and Tanya. And I think that's because of what you've just said, that it's really relatable and real. I think that's what it was. The other day, it's really passionate. Wendy and Fiona both really passionate, but I don't know what it was about those particular days. Just didn't seem to. I struggled to make a connection to what they were saying, and that's probably because I don't know a lot about what they were talking about. So maybe I need to go away and do a bit more digging. Donna asked what made me feel uncomfortable in the chat earlier.
Straight in there to the jugular, Thomas.
Donna. I think it's the unknown, I suppose. It's something that I've not really thought about before. It's not something that, I'll be honest, has really interested me. I think people automatically assume because I do yoga, and, I did my teacher training a couple of years back and so on. I think everybody assumes that because I do that, I'm very spiritual, and all that kind of up into that kind of world. But I do have to say, I'm sort of a contradiction. I'm sort of torn between two worlds of sort of that whole spirituality. There's more to heaven than earth, but I'm also a strong believer in science, and I do believe in medicine. If there is something fundamentally wrong with somebody, I would go to a doctor. I wouldn't go to a healer kind of thing. So it's that whole contradiction. I get it, but I think it's a sort of a battle for me to understand what I actually believe, or what I want to believe, what I want to buy into. Does that make sense?
No, totally.
It does.
And I think what's good is that, sorry, Mel.
No.
No, I just think what's good is like you are the majority. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's good that you're on here, because people in the community, it'll be the first time they've come across stuff. But looking at the comments, I was interested to see it's a lot of people. It's not the first time they come across things, and I think partly it is to do with it's human nature. It's like you're a bit fearful, and especially when people have trained in it and practiced in it, because it does sound quite like intellectual and, oh my god, what's that about? Do you know what I mean? But then I guess all of those people have just started somewhere. And in terms of medication, like medicine, yes, I believe in medicines, but for someone who has had medicine to try and maybe sort out my head and stuff, I also now think that the work I'm doing here, this speaking about it and being in a community of like-minded people is giving me much more than anything else, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So for me, it's like that connection with other people, or even just the willingness to like as a group, like we speak about things that you wouldn't talk about. And did Tanya say even her husband isn't particularly into it, or wasn't? Again, it's like that's refreshing, but at the same time, like everyone kind of goes, oh, they're all woo-woo, but these people still do it because they have such a passion, and it must work. I mean, like when you talk about normal down-to-earth people, Cheryl is just totally normal, down-to-earth, and for her to have this kind of realization is like, wow, like that blows my mind a bit. Yvette, one of the Soul Squad, you know what I mean? I just think for me, it's something that I'd like to explore a bit, just to kind of, see what it's about.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd like to learn more, and I think that will probably close down, that little voice going, what is this?
I
I
think I'm.
definitely think I definitely think it's medicine for the mind, and I love that, definitely, with what you said there, medicine for the mind. Yeah, and reading comments.
I think the next time I'm ailing anything, I'm more likely now to have a look at a more natural remedy, because I loved the concept that you can work in tune with your body, that you're not suppressing anything, you're working with it. And because I'm totally paranoid about the menopause, even though I have no symptoms whatsoever, I still started taking Agnes Castus last year, a course of that, just keep any perimenopausal or menopausal symptoms at bay. And that was great. That was probably my first step towards a natural remedy, apart from broccoli, which apparently cures everything. So I try and eat that every day.
You're definitely not coming to
So
the house.
that's really opened my mind up to that. Sorry, Thomas?
But I'm definitely not coming to your house then if you're eating broccoli every day.
Oh, I love broccoli. Is that something that 'cause Wendy, what I picked up on what Wendy was saying about try like arnica gel or whatever, and I've used that like as an external thing, put it on a bruise. I'd looked into that before. I look into like sort of different things for your skin. I'm all into that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, arnica gel or however you want to use it. And then that was really interesting because she said, well, put that on and, you can physically see. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, yeah, like, we'll believe it if we can physically see it. But then she's saying, well, you can actually take that and it will help you, heal you. Again, don't know the terminology, so sorry if I'm apologizing anyone, offending anyone, but you know what I mean? Just from like how I took it as someone not all new to it, I just found it, definitely a lot of food for thought.
Actually, thinking
definitely
about it, just thinking to myself there. So I've got arthritis in my hip from an injury, and I've just realised that I do something natural to help it, which is yoga, and not rely on medicine to help. I take painkillers every now and again if it's excruciating, but a lot of the time I do yoga to help alleviate that. So
there's one thing that I wouldn't say I'm struggling to get my head around, but perhaps still have a teeny little bit of really about it, and that is about the law of attraction. And I think this is just a block that I have, that I can't believe it could be that easy, that just if you visualize things and you make the connections, if you reach out spiritually or however you want to describe it, that things can come into your life. However, when I look back over my life, all these things that have happened, there's something there. And I absolutely wholeheartedly want to believe in this, because I'd love to think that you could have that much influence by being positive in your life and by tuning in to the messages that you're getting. But there's been a couple of times where I've followed what I thought was a message, and then it's all gone a bit tipped up. And then I've gone, well, oh, what's going on here? Because I thought the universe was maybe taking me down a really good path. Just a bit like being in a maze, for it to kind of, you come to a dead end and then you have to kind of backtrack and go, oh, well, what was all that about? So I don't know what your experiences are about that, with law of attraction and any practice that you've done. You have
Shall
to
I?
be in
Yeah.
control of. Yeah.
For me, see, I, the law of attraction thing, I kind of, I am getting that, or I'm definitely into that more. So it's like when you're seeing, like, if things go tits up and stuff, and things do, then that is, to me, what we did on the, we had a call last night, but was it on the self-confidence challenge as well? It's about like that no
Yeah.
thing. So it's like you're getting a no, or you're getting a dead end, or you're getting something that you didn't think was going to happen, or it shouldn't have happened. And then that's where, and it must be really hard, and I'm not, I've got to learn it as well, but that's where it's like rephrasing that and just going, because all of these people that inspire us, and Don Cheryl and all these women that have been on, they'll not just take the no, they'll say, okay, then what did Donna say? That mustn't be for me at this time, or something. It's like not to take it personally and stuff. Now I know, obviously,
Yeah.
things can just definitely happen in the go tees up. But then I think what it is, it's like what they're saying is like rising above that and kind of looking and saying, right, this isn't the end of it. There's another path for you, or there's another way, or
Okay.
I don't, this is just my thoughts. But because from that kind of thought, I guess it keeps you there moving on instead of getting stuck and going down rather than up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I
I
found
think
from
I'm
that.
just trying. Okay. So I'm trying to relate it back to my experience last year where, it's probably about a year and a half ago, where I was approached about a job. I hadn't really thought about moving from where I was currently, but followed it up. And it seemed to be a really big sign that, this is where you're meant to be going, because why else would you have been contacted? And the interviews went really well, and then you got the job, and it looked like, well, hey, why is this happening for me? This is my career is really on the up. And then that all went wrong. And what I've learned from that is I'm now on a path that I think is much more me. But I can't help thinking, well, could they not have made the point a little bit easier than having to go through leaving a job, starting a new job, not working out, hitting rock bottom? It's like, could you not have just skipped that bit? And I can't help it. I'm actually thinking is, did I have to have a really brutal experience to wake up to what the universe was telling me? And I'm starting to think that way, that it had to be a breeze block of an experience, because everything that they'd maybe been hinting at before, I was ignoring, maybe. Don't know what you think.
All lessons.
Yeah. I do, because I had similar years ago, went into position, got it, was in it for a very, very short amount of time, and never experienced, never not done a great job, never not enjoyed what I did. Do you know what I mean? And looking back, now I can see that I was not in a good place to do that. So I was kind of pretending and had kind of forced myself to do it, but actually I wasn't. And then I think when you get in that position, it's like the fight or flight thing, So I got in this great position, was like, right. But actually I really didn't feel it, and I wasn't in a good place, which I now know. And I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you know what I mean? And I think, I don't know what Donna and Cheryl are saying, but was it when we don't learn something, it keeps sending you the lessons, and they will keep
sending you the lessons.
Yeah. And I think, if that all hadn't happened, you would have never have met Donna and Cheryl, us. And I think maybe sometimes you just got to let it go, like, let them, it's done, it's happened, but you're a different person. You're going to embark on your counselling. Your life's changed, hasn't it? Like, and you're so upbeat and excited.
Yeah, completely.
Maybe that did all.
Yeah.
Maybe that did all have to happen.
Maybe it did, because I wasn't trying to attract that. But now I have a very, very clear idea of what I'm trying to attract. so it's a lot more focused. And Cheryl asked, would I be on here now if that hadn't happened? And absolutely would not have been. I would have been stuck in a grotty little office in a manufacturing company, probably stressed to buggery. Oops, sorry. So, yeah.
And for me personally, I mean, like, this is massive for me to talk about stuff because I just do not. But for me, oh God.
Go on, Joe, you're fine. Breathe.
And this is beautifully real.
As is Joe.
Can I just say, this has been going on all week with people in this the self-confidence course, and I was a state last night.
Yeah, but was that alcohol?
No, I've been abstaining because I'm on this new health kick. My body is a total temple.
I love it.
What is that? What is that joke? What is the temple? Temple of Doom.
Well, mine's a very achy temple because, like, I've started this again off this super confidence course, so I've signed up to this keep fit. So my daughter and me, it's a virtual thing, so I can't believe it. Like, we've done 2 days, I'm absolutely like aching all over. But it's like 2 half-hour sort of little intense sessions, like in the living room, and the guys on Zoom. It's 7 and it's 6. And we've only done 1 day and I'm stiff as a board. And this morning I was like, totally didn't feel it, but I did it. So what I was going to say before getting emotional was, well, I can't quite remember now, but it's just sort of for me, if I hadn't gone through what I went through and stuff, I wouldn't be here. What I wish was I hadn't kind of let it get so low. And for anybody watching this, I just think if you've got the opportunity to learn stuff now before you get really low to get yourself back up, I'd have rather not had to get so low to get where I am now. But maybe it was just lessons to learn, and you know,
that's a lot of hindsight. You can always have that shoulda, woulda, coulda. Everyone is obviously different, and some people don't even realise that they're at the point where they are so low, and everybody's different, I suppose.
Yeah. Ooh, so it'd been an emotional week.
You're getting a lot of love, Joe. You're getting a lot of love. But I think all of the information, all of the inspiration that we're exposed to just plants little seeds. And the next time something crops up, you might go back to that seed that wouldn't have been there before. The whole concept of choose again has been fantastic for me.
Oh, God,
quite often pull myself up and go, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You can choose again. What do you want to feel? What do you want this to be like? Pick again and go with that. And I do that quite regularly now, and it's fantastic. That wouldn't have happened if somebody hadn't planted that seed.
And like Mel, I think that is one of the fundamentals, I think, of like the law of attraction thing, isn't it? Choosing again. I've written notes from Fiona, and it was believe in yourself. I have the power to make the change. Trust in yourself. So what you've said there, you're actually doing. You are doing it, like, on you. You are actually, you are doing it, and that is some of the principles or whatever of the law of attraction from the notes that I've made.
And going with the flow, just going with it instead of thinking it has to be this way. It just go with what you've got. If you're not happy, choose again, obviously, but just live with it now. That's been really powerful for me as well.
It's just adopting that positive mindset, isn't it? So doing all the work, the affirmations and whatever, so you're set up already in a much better frame of mind than going at it from a negative angle.
Have you,
and how much more?
Sorry, Mel. Go on.
No, go on.
I was just going to say I've actually used some of the learning this week with a friend of mine who's going through a similar situation that I did last year with redundancy, and I recognised that from yesterday's confidence challenge that I was in a victim frame of mind for quite a long time afterwards.
Yeah.
Going through that now, and just before the call, I was speaking to him, and before I'd even taken a breath, I was telling him that he gets to choose how he experiences
Wow, that's
the
amazing.
experience before I even thought about it, and just it's all stuck.
Yeah,
The challenge this week's been really good. And
that's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, our time is up, I think, isn't it? Is our time up?
It certainly is. We've hit 31 minutes. So, like I said, quite an emotional week. Lots been going on with everybody in hearts and minds. I am looking forward to the little party tonight online. Got me Pims ready for the end of the Supercharge Your Self-Confidence
challenge. Yeah.
Maybe Donna will have a face on by then as well.
But on another note, I mean, I think we could just talk about that for another time. But like that has been amazing. Like anyone who's been involved with it this week is just like you'll be buzzing because we all have been, and anyone who hasn't, then fingers crossed, the guys will do something in the future because you do not want to miss it. It's been lush, hasn't it?
You don't. No. It has. Even though we're doing the real you, I still got apps shared loads from the self-confidence one as well.
Yeah.
So,
incredible.
But anyway, I suppose better end for today.
Yes.
Hope everyone has an amazing afternoon and an amazing weekend. And we'll catch up with some of you tonight again on Zoom.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.